Welcome back. Now we answer questions we've received from you. If you have a question, visit our website, QuranSpeaks.com. Dr. Shabir, here's a question. Why does Allah say we when He is the one?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. And of course, as you know, Safiya, but the Bible as well, we have this question arising because in the book of Genesis, in the first chapter, God says, let us make man in our image. So the same question is there, like why does God use the plural there? So in both cases, one answer to this is that God is using a kind of majestic plural. It's like a doctor walking into a ward and asking, how are we feeling today? Even though the doctor is addressing one patient, so it's we, like how are we feeling today? So there's a way that language is being used, but more to the point, it is mentioned that in the Middle Ages, the kings and queens used to refer to themselves in the majestic plural. So, for example, Queen Victoria will say, we Victoria, by the grace of God, Queen. So we Victoria, not I Victoria. So it's just a majestic use of the language. Another explanation that is given often is that this reflects the fact that God has many powers. So it's the plural is like showing the majesty of God in terms of the plural, not just the title of king, but the plurality of abilities that God has so God is still singular, but having all of this ability and power. So if God says, "Nahnu khalaqnakum," we have created you, so it sounds more powerful, as if it said, I created you, as if the I in some like when we are confessing that God is one, then the I for God or the singular for God, makes perfect sense. But one looking at that may think that, okay, this is only one individual, right? But when the we somehow expounds upon that, or it just enlarges the nature of the entity in our estimation, it's just a language thing. But lastly, it should be mentioned, and this is perhaps the most important, is that one of our great scholars, Raghib al-Isfahani, who wrote the book Mufradatul Quran, the words of the Quran. So he gave a meaning of the word. So under the word nahnu, which means we, he makes reference to the fact that God uses this we in the Quran. And he said that this could mean a reference to God and his angels. So there are things which God naturally, should be addressed at as an individual, but there's so much that God does not necessarily directly, but through his angels. Like, for example, revealing the Quran. So God reveals it through the angels. The angels come down with the revelation from God, and most specifically the angel Gabriel. So then Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra. We have certainly revealed the dhikr, that is the reminder. So it's not God alone doing the revealing, but it is through his angels. And so it's God and his angels. So one might think of this as, the heavenly court. God has those who are called muqarrabun, those who are close to God. God does not need any assistance from anyone according to Islamic theology, but he honors some of his creatures by giving them positions of dignity and responsibility. And so God does so many things with their assistance. Not that he needs it, but he does it that way. And so it's he and his entourage, or he and his assistants, that do all of these things. But when it comes to worshiping God, definitely there is only one God, and he alone deserves our worship. None of the assistants, none of those who are close to God, not the angels, not the Ruh al-Qudus, or not Ruh al-Qudus, the Spirit of Holiness, or anyone else, but only God. And so we see when God is stressing his oneness, often the address or the use of the pronouns in the singular. For example, when God appeared to Moses in the 20th chapter, God says, Inni ana Allahu la ilaha illa ana fa'budni wa aqim as-salata li dhikri. I am God. So it's in the singular.
Yes.
Inni ana Allah. There is no God but me. So establish prayer for my remembrance, for my remembrance. So it is God alone who is to be worshipped and to whom prayer is to be directed.
All right. Thank you for that, Dr. Shabir.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Muslim Media Hub, the new home of Let the Quran Speak.
Here we spread positivity and good. We help people experience the beauty of Islam and help them appreciate and understand Muslims.
This beautiful building we purchased at cost $2.3 million.
Yeah, we've already raised a third of that money, and with your help, inshallah, we can pay off the rest.
So we're looking for people who can give $1,000 each. If you can be part of the select group, that's amazing.
Otherwise, just please give whatever you can. Every dollar counts.
It's our collective responsibility to share the message of Islam with our fellow human beings. Please help us continue this good work.
It's a sadaqah jariyah, something that will continue to be a benefit to the Muslim community long after Safiya and I are gone.
Please support our work at muslimmediahub.com.
Your support is zakat eligible and tax deductible.
May Allah bless you and your loved ones today and always. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.